So we have a closing tradition on this podcast where the last guest leaves a question for the next guest. I love this question. They said, when was the moment you were most afraid? If they don't want to answer it, who's your favorite member of One Direction?
That's great. But you don't tell them who the person was that asked. Oh,
no.
Fine. I couldn't even name that. So I'm going to have to answer the question, when was I most afraid? Actually, so funny.
They are a comedian. I'm going to give it away.
Oh, okay. So when was I last most afraid? Or when was I most afraid ever? This is sort of silly, but I hiked a mountain called Mount Baker. And it is a technical climb. So you use ice axes and crampons, and it's freezing. And I didn't really know what I was getting into. And I don't like the cold, and I don't like heights, and I don't like camping. And so 3 days hiking a glacial mountain that's very high, it was like probably not my best idea. But I did it, and I hated it. Like for 3 days, I was with all these other women, and they kind of liked it. And to be fair, I kind of thought I was tougher than them, and they know this, so they can hear it. But, a lot of them, I have this big career. I come off as tough. I can, get out there, go do it. And then here I was on this mountain. I'm fucking miserable. I'm scared of the heights, that I'm going to fall off and tumble to my death. I'm freezing. I have to sleep on top of a glacier. I can't sleep. You're carrying your feces in a bag for 3 days, which is another fun little side note. And we get up on the second day. It's so vertical that you have to be roped in to each other on the climb. And I'm at the end of it too, which is awful. So I'm the one that sees behind us, the guide's in front. There's 6 of us or 4 of us on a rope or something like that. And we get up after climbing for 2 days. I'm so miserable and mad that I said yes to this. And we're on this crater, because there's a volcanic crater before we climb up what's called the wall, which is an ice wall before you get to the top, where you have to step like this with your ice axe to get up the wall. And I'm like, I almost want to cry. I can't think of anything I want to do less than this. And everybody's preparing to go up. And I'm just like, I don't think I'm not going to go up anymore. And I had all these ideas in my head, but if you don't summit, then you're not tough. And you got to get up there, because these other women are going to do it, and then you're going to feel bad and whatever. And as I sat there, I was just like, what am I trying to prove? I'm pretty happy. Life's good. I don't have on my bucket list that I want to summit Mount Baker. I just kind of said yes to this trip. And it wasn't even the heights that was so scary, or the cold. It was am I a failure by not doing this tough thing that everybody else is going to do? And am I going to be the one person that says I'm out, I'm going down, I'm tapping out, I'm done? And I had this whole dialogue with myself. And then I told the guide, and there were a few of them, I was like, yeah, the thing is, I'm going to go back down. I'm going to chill at base camp. I'm not going to summit. And my girlfriends came over, and they were like, let's talk about this. Let's get motivational. And I'm like, no, I'm totally fine. I just realized up here that most of my life, I've been trying to please a bunch of people to goals I don't care about, with things I don't really want, in order to achieve some ridiculous thing. And I don't want to climb up there. I'm going to be pissed if I fall and break my neck doing this thing I don't even want to do. And so I tell the guide, he's like, cool. I've never run faster down the side of a mountain. I get down to the bottom. I'm happy as a fucking clam. At that point, I realize I have altitude sickness. So I'm tripping balls in the tent, which is really good that I realized that, because then when I was climbing the wall, I might have gotten dizzy, and that wouldn't have been good. And I didn't realize when you got altitude sickness, it's hallucinogenic. So the tent's moving as I'm laying in it, but I'm great because I'm back in the tent on the second peak area. And then on the way down, 2 of the women blew out their knees. It was a 6-hour evolution. And I just remember thinking, fuck, what if I had done that thing I was so scared of, just because everybody else told me that I should have done it? And I felt like it took more courage for me to not do the thing than do the thing.
So many people are right now climbing a mountain where they don't even care about seeing the view.
Right.
Right.
Why do we do that? So yeah, I think sometimes, they say everything you want is on the other side of fear. And it's if the thing that you want is the thing on the other side of fear, it's not every fear we have to charge into. And so I guess choose your mountain wisely, right?
Amen.